What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to A&A Radio Podcast with your host, Alex Angelov. Woo! Very nice. All right, let's go. And greetings to everybody who has discovered my channel. Thank you for watching, right? Today on A&A Radio, we're going to be talking about Shogun, episode 5. Oh my God. Okay, first off, I want to say how great this show is. Okay, it has been a roller coaster of emotions. Everything, let me just fix my microphone. Everything is uh, perfect to the last detail. The acting, the scenery, the camera work. You kind of see this like almost like circular Boku effect that they have on the camera. Man, again, the CGI. uh, the the stories within stories. Okay, the tension that's with a couple of characters, the emotion, the drama. Really, um, there's a little bit of action too in this episode as well, and just the detail to every single thing. The movement matters. The way that people speak matters. And Japanese culture they even touched on, and it's just insane. Really good episode. Really, really good. Again, this show does not miss. It does not miss. It hits all the time. I I'm just in love with it. I cannot wait until episode 6 comes out next Monday, 9 p.m. Check it out. Hulu FX. Quick rundown of the show. Pretty much it starts off with the council that Toranaga escaped from in Osaka. They're just talking politics, talking about what they're going to do next, what they should do, what happened, this and that with the previous episode. It then cuts to Toranaga coming back to that village that he was at, and he brings him Toda Buntaru, Mariko's the translator, the Mariko's husband who stayed behind and sacrificed himself, who was presumed dead in episode 3, I believe. He comes back, which creates this problem for Blackthorn as he now has to compete with Buntaru, Mariko's husband, since they just had sexual relations in the previous episode, right? They got it on. Let's just not hide it. And yeah, it just creates this tension. Um, One key important thing that I thought it's a pretty big deal in this episode. Toranaga goes hunting with his son and Mariko. Mariko that just talks about a Blackthorn and his ways and what have you. And yeah, as he's hunting, he talks with his son, who caused this whole war debacle. And as his son approaches Toranaga, he gifts him a pheasant, which Toranaga gives the Anjin or Blackthorn as a token of respect or gratitude for helping him out during the preparation for this war with his cannons. Blackthorn then takes this pheasant, hooks it up to his porch, tries to cure it. Everybody warns him that's going to rot. He doesn't listen. Throughout the entire episode, everybody starts mentioning something. Even at one point, the gardener Ryuju mentions something as well, and it just stinks up the place. It's a rotting corpse of a bird outside your house. Like, of course, it's gonna stink. Um, and throughout the episode, it's just a big thing. It's they kind of refer to it. It's kind of like a story within a story, and as the episode continues, Toranaga orders Buntaru to stay with the Anjin Blackthorn, um, because Mariko also lives there. They're husband and wife, of course. That creates massive tension. They first meet within the garden of Blackthorn's house. Lots of tension there. Blackthorn bows to him, but Buntaru does not do that. They prepare for a dinner. They have the dinner and they kind of go back and forth with like competing glares and rising tension. Who can eat noodle the most or the most accurately as it's supposed to with the slurp instead of just chewing on it. Um, who can drink? They had a sake drink off, which tensions did rise. Buntaru trying to prove his military ways with a bow and arrow, shooting really close to Mariko and shooting a fence off in the distance, nailing both shots. And Mariko telling us her story of how her family was killed, and how she couldn't do anything to prevent it and to help, um, and how she just feels stuck and chained up next to Buntaru her as her husband forces her to be alive. Right? She would rather kill herself than to be alive. From what I got from watching it, um, as it continues, they're both drunk. Buntaru physically assaults and abuses Mariko for saying a few things out of line and stepping out when she shouldn't have. And they have this really, 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 really tension-packed exchange where Buntaru pretty much is submissive and says, "I have dishonored your house. Please end my life." Blackthorn just is like, "No, this is sick. You're a savage. You piece of shit." Walks away. The next day, there's still a lot of tension. He tries to talk with Mariko, and Blackthorn and her just kind of go separate ways. She doesn't want to be around him anymore, and she just kind of finalizes like, "Hey, I'm just your translator. Since my husband's back, I'm just your translator." He agrees. Blackthorn goes back to the village, and the gardener does take off the pheasant. But prior to that, Blackthorn, as he was putting the pheasant on the house, warned jokingly he didn't think he was being taken seriously, but he did say, "You will die if you take it off from the house." But he wasn't being serious, as in English, a lot of interpretation comes from the emotion or the feeling or sarcasm, right? Depending on the context. But in Japanese, it's very literal. If you touch it, you will die. Like, it's literally that, as a lot of languages are. I can relate. In Bulgarian, it's very literal. Like, that is what you're saying. Sometimes there's like, it depends on the context, but he's regarded as a high-standing member in their society, and for someone to say that, it's like, oh shit. And they're very respectful. They have very traditional ways. The gardener does take it down, and Blackthorn goes into his house and is uh, somberly told by Fujisama that the gardener did die because he took it down, and he had to die because the smell was just so bad, and he died because of the warning, right? So Blackthorn is just beyond himself. He can't believe the savagery that he's seeing. To him, it's savagery. To the Japanese, it's normal, right? That's normal. It's a culture shock, right? Huge culture shock to Blackthorn, and he goes to Toranaga and says, "Hey, can I leave? Like, I want to permanently leave Japan. I think my services are done. This, and that." As he's saying this, a huge earthquake happens, and a landslide goes through the valley, right? Knocking everybody to their feet. Toranaga was standing over a hill and goes down through the hill. As a landslide buries him, they find him. Blackthorn saves his life, but Toranaga loses his swords as they notice that Blackthorn hands his swords that came from Fujisama, and Toranaga is thankful for that. As they look over to the valley, they see their whole army be wiped out by this landslide. As they come back, Blackthorn makes sure that Fujisama's okay, and he finishes off the rock garden that Uriju. I wish I knew how to pronounce his name, but Uriju, how he was making the garden, he finished it off, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. Towards the end, the council does meet up with a high princess or queen, I guess, is her status. I forgot who she was. But they meet up, and she is taking over as leader of the council, right? I think she meets up with Ishidu, and she takes over. God damn, I think, what was her name? Oh my god. Ochibi no Kata, I believe, was her name. Oh, no. Kiri no Kata. Yeah, there you go. I believe it was her. I believe. If not, please let me know in the comments. I'm very bad with names. We haven't seen her since, I think, the first or second episode, so I kind of forgot. But overall, Really good show. 10 out of 10. I'm coming up on 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Please check it out on Hulu. It's worth the watch. I just told my mom to watch it. She watched the original back in the 80s, so she's definitely excited to watch this. Um, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. My rating for this episode, as it was for the past 5, 10 out of 10. Oh my God, I do not say this lightly that this show is the shit. Really, really good. Check it out with your friends and family. Watch it on Hulu and FX. Um, and please check it out. It is really, really good. Can't say anything other than that. But before I go, please remember to follow the channel. Do whatever needs to be done. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Check out my other channel with Nelson, Shady Mom Podcast, where we talk about movies, reviews, life, and everything else, but mainly stuff we like talking about and shows we like talking about. Um, Check us out. Really fun times. We do a couple teaser reactions as well. Check us out. Check out N1 of the End Zone, N1 from the End Zone, Nelson's podcast, where he talks about wrestling, sports, uh, uh, positivity, all that. Great content. Amazing. Check them out. Subscribe to all those channels. And please subscribe to A&A Radio as well, where you get the latest and greatest content, reviews, reactions, all that jazz, and more content from your boy Alex is coming as we get used to this YouTube jazz. Okay, episode 9, I believe. Wow, dude, episode 9. Holy shit, episode 9. Goddamn, we come a long way going into the double digits. I was about to say triple. Double digits. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's it for me. I hope you guys have a good day. Go get some sleep. Enjoy the fresh air. I think today was the equinox is when I filmed this, March 19th. So days are going to be a little bit longer for us in the northern hemisphere. If you're watching in the south hemisphere, it's going to get a little colder slowly and slowly as fall transitions there. Then winter as we approach summer. Smell the roses if you're near here, northern hemisphere. Springtime. Enjoy the sunlight. Hug a tree. Say hi to your mom. Say hi to your dad. Do all that. Read a book. Watch the show. Watch Shogun. Watch this show. And enjoy the rest of your day. Okay? Enjoy. Bye, guys. Hey guys, thank you for watching this episode of the A&A Radio Podcast. Please just remember to like, comment, and subscribe at the end of the video. And you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.